And welcome to the third Java tutorial of this tutorial series. This will be the last Java programming tutorial of this week. I might do a lightweight Java game library tutorial later this week, but I probably will not. And yesterday, when I was talking about iterating through things, I mean, iterating is this is the iteration variable, and then it iterates through 10 times. I can't explain it that good, but it's basically what it is, just what I was talking about with this here. That's what it's doing, it's iterating through 10 times. So for this, it's also iterating through 10 times because we have 10 things in it. But it will have do that as many times since we have things in it. So this tutorial, I will be showing you while loops. So right now we're not going to be doing anything with the maths class. So first of all, I'm going to create a static integer called inner, I guess. Let's call it that for conversion. And so when we do this, for a while loop, you just type in while, then you do this, and you do that. So you can just have a boolean here also for if statements. If you just put a boolean there and you don't put an equal to, then it will just do it whenever that is true. So you don't have to put equal to true or equal to false. You can just put a exclamation. So if you have a boolean that's just called bool, or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't actually matter at all. Then if you have while not, this means while not bool, then whenever this is false, then I'll run, and while this means while if it's true. So actually I will make a boolean called bool. Okay, so while bool is true, then going to also need an integer so this doesn't run forever, and I can show you that it will run forever if you never make it false. So we're going to print out just a bunch of nonsense to show you, and something went wrong. Yeah, I just forgot to make it start out as true, so it was null. Okay, there we go. Now it's going to print this out forever and never stop. So we don't want that, so I'm going to press the terminate button. And now I'm going to make an integer. Static integer is equal to, we are going to make it be 43. It's a random number, and then we can put if statements instead of while. We could just do while iter is larger than 0, but I'm going to do if iter is larger than 0. We are going to print out iter And if it is not true, then bool is going to be false. So it will stop. So, oh, and I forgot to do this. Oh, I guess you can. No. So you can also do minus equal to, or times equal to, or plus equal to, and then it just takes the thing, the left hand side, and multiplies or adds it or divides it or whatever you're doing to the one on the right hand side, whatever you have there. And there's a problem. Be right back. The problem was just that I forgot to stop the previous one, the previous ones when I ran it, because you can have your program running multiple times at once. So I'm just showing a different one. So if you see here, it just instantly prints out 43 and then goes down to 1 and stops. So that is how you do while loops. I will show you how to do something that might be useful, but you might not need it. So I'm going to make a new enumerator, and I am going to call it just type, and I thought there were capitals, so it is compared. So by the way, package is, I guess I didn't explain it that whole before, it is just like a folder. It actually is a folder if you look on your desktop. I have Eclipse projects, and if I open up the tutorial project I have here, then you as source code, then it has main and math, and it has both of my classes in here. So that's what package is. Not meant to do that. So back. Okay, so all you have to do in an enum is just put something, and if you want to put more, you can do comma B. So we're gonna have A, B, and C. So now we're going to do our main class, and we are going to delete our while loop. I am going to, you don't have to, and comment this out, so you don't need it. So I'm going to do type should work. It's not. Ah, there it is. Oh yeah, I can't do that. So we are going to have it start out as A. So it's going to be type A. So this is just for checking things. It's useful if you have a game or something sometimes, or you can have like a state, or if you have it something that you want it to run, and then when it's done, switch to a different type and not have like a bunch of numbers to keep track of it and stuff. You can use these easily, and you can name them whatever you want to. So I'm gonna do if I'm just going to do an infinite while loop, which to do you just have to do while true or you can put a number in there, and that'll just be So while you can do 1 is equal to 1, then that'll go forever, but that's the same amount of characters as true, so I'm just going to do that. So inside of this, I'm going to do if type is equal to type dot a. I forgot to make it static. Then type is equal to type dot b, and I'm going to copy this and do everything else. Do b, c, c, a, and I'm going to do system dot out dot print line, and I am going to print type. But no, I actually could do this easier. Let's put it at the top. Or at the bottom, actually. Yeah. Okay, so now if we do this, it is not going to work. Okay, I think the problem was just that I did not put else if, because it was changing it to B, then it was changing it to C, then changing it to A, and then it was just printing out, so it would be A every time. So I think that was the problem, yeah. And now it is changing it every different time. It's saying ABC, 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 ABC forever. So you can use these however you want. I don't think they're that useful, but they're very useful. Or I forgot. Sorry, I didn't put it in the recording screen. There's easy printing out. I don't think they're that useful, but they're useful for some things if you want to use them. And one more thing you can also do. It's sort of like a list, except you can never add things to it. So I can do static Boolean, I think they're called just arrays. Yep. Is equal to, and I think you do this. Or, oh yeah. And I do not do equal. What do I? So if I do this 10, and maybe I did it wrong, okay? No idea what I'm doing wrong. Oh, I forgot to name it, of course. Be right back. Okay, I just forgot to say new. So if I print this, I think that I'll start out as false. And I'm not sure if it's going to show. I might have to put the elements. And I have to print stitch, so put that in there. And then there we go. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, so for bool and I'll name this to bools. Short and bools. For boolean, bool and bools, we are going to print it out. So now it should print out 10 falses. Yep, dead. Okay, so you can change any of the elements in here to be true or false. It doesn't have to be a Boolean list. And if you don't want it to just start out with 10 elements of that, you can do like this, but then you can have as many as you want. And if I do this, it's just gonna print out false and true because those are the only things I put in there. So you can do that, and you can have it full of integers. Also, suck it. Okay, also you can have floats, which will be decimal points. They're like integers, but you actually can't make it start out with a decimal point unless you do this. So if you want it to start with a decimal point, then you can use doubles. And then I can have it be anything, basically. I can change it at any time. You can have the lists full, or the arrays full of anything you want. Any of these, see, it prints out decimal points, but you cannot have integers with decimal points. So if I try to change this to an integer, then it is just going to get rid of all the decimal points. See? And you also cannot divide integers to have decimal points. But you can do that for floats and doubles. So doubles are probably the most useful, except for certain things you need integers. Okay, that's it for the third tutorial in the tutorial series. Next week I'll have 2 or 3 more tutorials, and yeah, I also might do the Library Game Library tutorial this week, but maybe not.